What's up, guys? It's a beautiful Saturday day in New York City, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's been raining like crazy, but God bless y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Today's podcast, man, I got the crew today. I got my boy 100 in the room. I got Triple Cup Chuck. He's always up. And I've got my boy Flip Money. So you already know we're about to get it. All right, guys. Today, I just want to say, man, today, man, been a lot of big rumors. I think it came out yesterday about some Superman game being done by Rocksteady, being an exclusive game on Xbox. Now, I just want to say, guys, any one of y'all could definitely pick this up because I would like to hear what y'all got to definitely say about this, about Superman maybe being exclusive. Is it true or this can be false? False.
I mean, I'll jump in and tackle that real quick. I find that very hard to believe that they would actually make a Superman game based on the past history of other Superman games that we have seen that was shitty. So, I'm quite sure good brother Chuck and 100 already know this, especially Chuck. It's hard to make a Superman game with though. What type of enemy is it that he will have to fight? Because you can't make a superhero game out of a character that's OP. Now, perhaps maybe him being like, if he was like a villain or something like that, you had some type of weakness for him that you could use to kill him or whatever. I understand you made the Mortal Kombat style of superhero type game, but Superman, who is he going to fight? What enemy is he going to fight, and how he going to fight these minions? Like, there's no way that they can do a Superman game because he's basically a god. So how you going to fight? What is it that a god can fight? Like who you going to make for him to fight? It would have to be someone that's real powerful. Even the minion would have to be powerful enough to stop. Because how you going to kill him? Everybody would have to run around with kryptonite gun. So for that reason, I don't believe that's a Superman game coming out.
Yeah, man. No, it ain't gonna Superman game. I think somebody gonna make this. Just throw it up out there. It's cool if it was a 2D like they got him in Injustice, but that world will be too big. And like I say, you don't know no enemies. That's gonna, it. All them Superman games and failed already anyway. People just want one. Rather, there's other characters out there that you can use or get. You know what I'm saying out there, but they throw Superman out there, and everybody think, oh yeah, this is true, but it's a lot of publications out there. They just throw anything out just to get a click and
Just
have
to get
people talk
clickbait?
about it. Yeah, just to get to talk about it.
Yeah, I just want to say and get my thoughts on it. I remember playing a Superman game when I was younger, and he would go into like a booth, and he'll come out with the Superman thing, and he just flies. And I tried playing that game. I wasn't that nice in it. Obviously, I was dying, but that's one of the Superman games I recall. And for me, I think a Superman game that's really nice like that is going to be kind of hard because you're going to have to fly around. You're going to have to do all kind of things, I think, to make a dope Superman game like that. I would be happy if it's a Superman game to get because it's a superhero game. You understand? Like to play. But I think this is false. I think this rumor is false, man. Because yeah, it is true. Who is he? Who is Superman really gonna fight? Like, who is the enemies that they're gonna put into this game? It's not like a Spider-Man game where you got Venom, you got a Carnage, you got Doctor Octopus, you got there's so many villains in Spider-Man that you can make spin-offs off of that. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking this is kind of like a rumor out there, like just a rumor and clickbait trying to catch people out there. That's just my honest opinion. But definitely, I think we lost Chuck. We're about to get him back.
Do
What's
we
up,
know?
Chuck?
Do yes.
Yeah, Chuck. I just gave my little honest thought on that. Like, it's good to get a game like that, but to be honest, I think it was a little clickbait because Superman, it's like what Flip said in Hunted, like the superheroes. Who is he gonna fight? You know what I mean? What is the villains? That's gonna be kind of hard. Even though it'll be dope to get a Superman game, but I don't know. I think that was a little clickbait. I don't know.
The best Superman game that you will ever see is DC Online. And even that game, you're not Superman. He's your idol, and you have similar powers as he does, but you're not as powerful as him. He
Mm,
he would have to be in space. There's no way you can do it. I can't see him. I can't see no one that he's fighting. What you think, Chuck? Superman game, yay or nay? I would like to see it, but who we gonna fight?
Damn. I remember when I was a kid watching Superman. There was these three, like a girl and two guys that was dumb strong. They used to fly, and they gave him a fight in the movie, but still he washed them up. So, you
That
know,
was odd, man. That was Kryptonians that he was fighting.
yeah. So I remember
Said
watching
Superman,
stuff like that.
about the Superman movie from the 70s and the 80s or something like that.
Yeah, old school.
Oh, Christopher Ray. Oh, when he was fighting
Yeah,
General Zod and Ursula and Nort. Yeah,
they was powerful. They was giving him a fight. But remember,
yeah, but
yeah, he's like
oh
a
yeah.
god, bro. Like he's very strong. Like you're gonna need kryptonite to get him. So it's like if you ain't got kryptonite or nothing like that, he gonna wash you up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Man, beast.
I mean, there was games that came out where though the last Superman game out, every little minion villain had kryptonite little laser gun, and the bad thing was about it was he was fighting Brainiac. Okay, excuse me, I get it. Brainiac has his little robots and stuff, but them robots was never on the level of like Superman because Brainiac is from his home world. All right, but if you don't fly and save the city on time, you more or less have to bring up the morality of the people of the city. If you let the city down or whatever, they go and Superman just fall down from the sky onto his knee. Dim, 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 dim. That game sucked
That
ass.
was Nintendo. That was Superman 64, right?
Hey, that,
Yo,
No, that
you
was
know,
Superman 61.
wow.
No, that was Superman Return. When
hey, can
after
y'all hear me
based off
now?
that corny Superman Return movie. And I bought that thing. I said it. I bought that piece of trash shit when I was playing it on the 360. Was I wrong for buying it? Hell yeah, I was wrong for buying that bullshit. Do I feel embarrassed? Damn right. I'm embarrassed talking about the shit now. But it happened. The game was dog shit. The game was shitty.
Yeah,
I feel love for the Xbox guy for buying that bullshit. Man,
You know the
goes I
one
don't
for
even
the
know what you're talking
I
360?
about.
never had that. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
When
know.
Hey, I had that game. They should you had to fly through the little circle things while you're flying in the air, and
No,
then
not
you.
that one. That was the
That's
N64.
64, I think.
I'm talking
Okay, no,
about the see or
you
the
want
three.
you're fighting
See, see,
like you're fighting
it was
like cardboard characters or some shit.
no. He was see. That's how bad that game was. That
Yeah,
game
I
was so
had the
bad.
one that fight Metallo on there too, right?
Yeah,
yo,
a couple of them had.
man,
All of them had Metallica on there.
just Superman
All of
games
them.
in general, a lot of them were bad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't one that was good.
I was
Exactly.
just
See,
a
it's
Hulk
so
game.
bad. Oh, it's so bad. Chuck don't even remember which one it is. He getting confused. Hey, Chuck, don't see. Yo, you're not gonna have my man Chuck on here crying about how bad that game is.
Man, because I had the one for the 360, I had the one for the Nintendo 64, and I played the one. I think they had one for the Super Nintendo too, right?
Yeah, for Super, I think, or Nintendo, because the one I play, he gets in like a little red booth or something, and he come out and then he fly like,
Yup.
and that was it.
Yeah.
I got my
Cause,
butt whipped on that one.
Cause Sony had one. Sony had one too, and that was like a more story driven line one, and that was shitty. His fucking underoos was a different color. Like, wait a minute, certain scenes his underoos was black. I'm like, hold on, what? Like, I never understood.
Yeah, it's
I
under
mean, but how could you actually make a good Superman game? I mean, besides for the fact that he OP, right? Because that's one thing that you can't make a video game with something that's OP and he don't have no challenge. So that's the whole purpose right there. But besides for that, ain't nothing really you could do with a Superman game besides for fight Metallo, Darkseid, maybe not even Steppenwolf. It's only a select few people you can fight, and then how would you actually make a good Superman game inside of Metropolis too? Because he too OP. It wouldn't even be fun.
I ain't gonna lie, he did have that fight in that movie with that big dude. I forgot his name, and it took Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was handling him, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Doomsday?
But that's
Yeah,
You talking about
Doomsday.
Doom, Batman, Dawn of Justice? Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
ain't
but
gonna
that's
lie.
Doomsday, and that's straight up to that's a movie. They had to make it like that.
One thing though, honey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He was washing Batman and Superman up, and Wonder Woman. I'm like, yo, she a female. She was rocking the dude. I'm like, yo,
I mean, she
Well,
a,
you
she
know
a
what he
demigod.
calls
bro, she's strong.
She a demigod. Half
Mhm.
God, half Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Aquaman. Aquaman half God too.
Yeah, Aquaman,
You know
right?
what's funny? Yeah, the funny thing, fun fact is, not to cut you off, but the fun fact is about that is that Aquaman and Wonder Woman are actually from the same bloodline because Atlantis and stuff like that. That's actually Zeus's brother that command the sea.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
yeah. So it's kind of like they somewhat related. Let's just say
They'll be like cousins.
distant cousins. Yeah, they could
Oh
be
wow,
considered as distant cousins. People
that's
don't know that.
crazy. See, you just bugged me out with that one. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's something I just learned. You learn everything. You learn something new every day, and that's deep right there. That's crazy. I ain't never think of that, and I never knew that. So thanks, bro, for giving me that information. I got to do more on that for sure, definitely. I want to give a shout out to Dakota. He in the chat. You know what I mean?
Dr.
Rainstar,
Rocker.
58, other Zinc. They in the building right now watching us. You know what I mean? But guys, I want to tell you like this: what video game you think they should, if they a character from each of y'all, which I got two characters I think they should make. I think Ghost, like a video game, if they was to go after making. I had asked, actually, I forgot the team that made, I think, Spider Man or something. I did ask them about making was it a Spawn game, and they answered me on the screen. Like they talked and they answered. They was looking at the tweets, and I was thinking about a Spawn game. Was it a Spawn game or I had said something like that, a Hulk or something, and it was like it would be good and dope, but like they had gave me a no, an answer like a no, like it would take time or something like that. But they said that was a good idea. I asked them for Spawn, and I would think a Ghost Rider game because you got villains in Spawn, you got Violator, you got a lot of other enemies that Spawn could fight. You understand? And I think maybe Ghost Rider had a lot of enemies too. You got Daredevil, you got Punisher could come at them. You got so much things you can do with that as a twist off. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's my two. What do you think about it, Chuck?
I say, go check this out. I really put on in this question right here. I had really put some thought and effort into it. And for me, I have two. For the first one I had, it's from the same company, but the first thought I had was the Flash. Right, the Flash need a real flushed out third person game, and the only way that I was thinking that you can get the Speed Force right is it have to be done by one in particular company, and the best company I could ever ponder in my mind, and that would have been Remedy. Because think about when they did Quantum Break, when they were doing the time skips and they were slowing down, that's actually could still be, you know what I'm saying, if they alter it a little bit, they could actually make that to be the Speed Force, right? And they can use the same mechanics that they have, I mean the same engine that they're using now to actually come out with a Flash game. And on the other hand, besides from DC, I was thinking about the same thing with Remedy. What Marvel game I would like to see them do, and that would be an X-Men game. I mean, think about like Nightcrawler with the special effects and how they have Nightcrawler disappearing and coming back, and then on Control. Think about it, that could be Jean Grey. You know, you got stuff like with Cyclops, and you have and they could actually, you know what I'm saying, flush out a real Marvel X-Men game. They could actually have it like how X-Men Alliances, those games are, but instead of having it in that over the top view, have it in that same third person behind the shoulder Quantum Break, you know what I'm saying, cinematic mode, and have it come out. Because with Quantum Break, with it just the art design that they have by itself with the engine, man, just imagine a X-Men game that's done by them, or a Flash game on DC where Flash running, and while you playing with the Flash, and all of a sudden that the reverse Flash come and just hit you out the blue, and you got to chase him down around Star City. So you
Get into fights with them. That's dope right there.
Right.
That is sick. I like that. X-Men in a Flash game, that is sick. You blew mine out the water. I ain't gonna lie.
I can see that. I can see that. That would be a hell of a work. But let's amp it up even more with the Flash game. Let's make it an open world the size of GTA, where you can run around everywhere. Let's make it an open world.
Yeah, you saying open world and all that. See your thoughts right now, your mind thinking this is, if there's anybody listening out there, look at the things that these guys are saying, my boys on this podcast. They looking past. Look, he just said open world Flash game. Do you know how dope that is? Like a GTA? That's running everywhere around the city, getting it in. Like, that'll be sick, bro. Like, for gamers out there, man, we need to try to reach these studios and ask for it. Phil, if you out there, man, like, try to make something like my boy Triple Cup Chuck said, and my boy Flip just said now. Open world Flash game. He also said Wolverine, like an X-Men game like that. They really got some ideas here, and this is ideas that y'all can take and make your own game, bro.
Punisher by Coalition.
That'll be fire. Like when you really look at it, it's not only Spider-Man. A lot of people's hype with the Spider-Man, the agenda with Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man is a great game and Spider-Man is a dope character, but there's so many Marvel and DC characters out there
But
that's lit.
Iron Man by Halo.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I have a bone to pick with a lot of them companies. Okay, you let Sony get exclusive content, exclusive right to uh, uh a couple of Disney characters and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to be hating or anything like that, but what about us Americans? I mean, you can't do that with none of the excuse me, with none of the DC or Marvel character that or
Xbox
whatever,
Game with
and
Captain
put it on the
America.
Xbox. Like what's going on here?
Hey,
Like,
Cliff,
you know what I'm
Xbox Game
saying?
with the Captain America game. Then
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
wow, that'd be a good game, a better I can see now a game like Captain America. I can see that.
Right,
I
and
can see a
you
Captain
use the right
America game.
analog stick to control his shield, while the buttons is to
Mhm.
punch and kick and stuff, and you use this right analog stick to throw his shield and bounce it and catch it. Man,
Yep.
yeah.
Ha-
Hey, you see
Hashtag make
how
a
God
better
of War
Blade
did
game.
it? Look, you see how God of War did it with the axe. They took that
Yep.
from Thor, and then looked at 6. So imagine Captain America throwing that shield.
Shit, yeah.
Now it was
See,
when
you know what?
Captain
You
America
know
throws
what?
his
You
mighty
know what? I'm
shield.
glad you said
Back in
that. I'm glad you said Thor. See, it's crazy because Thor is like an OP character, but see, that's an example of a difference between making a Superman character, even though Superman got villains to fight and stuff like that, and you got Thor. Thor character can always be on other worlds and other realms or whatever. You can use the Bifrost to go to other worlds, and when you go to them other worlds that Thor have to go through or whatever, take a Mjolnir and to start using his hammer and using Thor powers and stuff to fight these powerful creatures and stuff. Unlike Superman, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
can't.
I'm just throwing that out there, man. Listen here. You need help? Call me in Triple Cup. You can hit up the Flip Money Cup up. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Our new studio.
A Deadpool
We
game
got
or
ideas. Yeah.
Deadpool or Daredevil by the people that made the Batman Arkham series.
That'd be sick.
Yup. Yup.
Daredevil's a dope character too, bro. Daredevil's
Mhm.
nice. A lot of people sleep on him. That character right there is dope. Daredevil. I like Daredevil.
Man, they got so much potential to bring out Marvel and DC games right now. It's
Yep.
ridiculous, and it don't have to just be the Injustice. Don't get me wrong, I love Injustice for exactly what it is, but we need more of a action RPG, like an open world adventure. You know what I'm saying? Marvel or DC type game. Now the new I don't know if you're about to talk about that the Marvel game that they got that's being delayed, but that's the step in the right direction. But I think they need more to be coming out.
Yeah, man. Ain't man. We all grew up into Marvel and DC, and that's great games to have on your console. I would like to play certain games. Y'all getting me hype. I would love to play some of these games that y'all mentioning. Like if just to see it and just to get a how you say it, just to have fun and see the graphics, just the technology in the gaming period, just to see what they can do. These good developers out there, if they can take these games and bring it to life, like and give it to us to play, I would enjoy that. I grew up reading comics. I grew up, into that stuff, watching cartoons, and I would love to play a sick ass games as Daredevil, as Cable. There's a couple of guys on here that wrote on the comment section. I'm gonna put some of their stuff up. Look, Jay Dizzle right now, he put up. Now we need a Spawn game. I shout outs to you, Jay Dizzle. I said that. You got Amon Womack. I think the Initiative should make a Wolverine game. You got Dakota Vaca. He's over here saying bring back Marvel's Night Trasher from the New Warriors. Show Dwayne Taylor some love. You know what I mean?
Shit, yeah.
My
Hey,
wife,
I got
my
one.
wife just said now Wonder Woman game. She just I don't know if you heard her.
Ooh,
She's like,
I mean, yeah, but yeah, that'll be fire too.
I would play that. I
you
would
would
play
play that?
that. Oh, what the one? You said the Wonder Woman
My
game?
wife
Yeah.
just said it right now. I don't know if you heard her. She was like, she came in the room like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I would play that. Yeah, I would play a Wonder Woman game. What?
Let's go. She like Wonder Woman. So she's
it
into
make-
stuff like that. definitely
Yeah,
for the girls
a
out
Wonder
there.
Woman, a Wonder Woman game would be a perfect. See, that's what I'm saying. Like games like that, unfortunately, I'm not. Listen to me out. I'm not saying that it's not possible to make a Superman game, but you have to think within the parameter of what you are given over
What
the
you could, yeah,
Superman.
you got what you could do.
Yeah.
Right,
And what about
right.
the flip, an open world game that you create your own character that's based in the Savage Land? So it's a big open world that's the Savage Land, and you got to create your own mutant, and you know what I'm saying. You got to build your powers like that. They could have where you could go in your own direction, stuff like that. The Savage Land or the what's another place that they have a Gorilla City with on it with DC, and you can have it where you're a person that's in the jungle and you got to, you know what I'm saying, craft and build your abilities and stuff like that. Man, they have infinite different things they could do with Marvel and DC right now.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. Okay, why don't would you just make us? Okay, you gonna make a somewhat similar Superman game? Why not make me the sidekick? I don't have as much as powerful as Superman is, or whatever. If you're gonna try to make it as a story-based game, like okay, let's see if I can track down to go get Superman, or Superman asking me to help him to do certain boss scene. I mean, certain things for him to fight down some of these certain millions that we know he will wipe the floor with him with his cake and stuff. Like
Right,
it
and they
had
can do
to be,
DLC like that. They had a Flash
yeah, it would
DLC.
have to,
When
yeah,
he had, he had his
it would
special
have to
ability.
be like somebody as a helper or something like that. If you're gonna make a Superman game for them, like them to help Superman out. Hey, listen here. All I'm saying, if y'all make this game happen,
A
you
Robin
need y'all,
game. You decide
you
to kick a
you
Batman.
need got to pay me a lot.
Hey, you
You
heard it
need
here
got to pay me
first.
a lot.
You
Give
heard
your
it here first.
Look,
we want
Ain't no
all
look,
other
the
podcast talking like
recognition.
this. Ain't no other podcast talking like this. My boys are spitting the truth. They're giving great ideas out there. So if anybody picks this up, you already know you heard it from Triple Cup Chuck and my boy Flip. Cause they went in just now. They-
I just want to say this. I'm just putting a shameless plug. Only reason why we know this because me and Triple Cup Chuck is nerds and we read about comic books and stuff like that all the time. That's why, and we we talk about this all the time. That's why. That's how come we can easily come up with ideas like this.
Hey, Hunter, what game you would like to see? Hunter
No,
was
I
like,
just like to see just an open world Punisher game.
ooh,
A
ooh,
game that you
that's
can
mean.
shoot, kill.
And who you think should make it? You think it should be about the people that made the Ghost Recon?
I don't care who it's made
Oh
by, as long
man,
as
Oh
it's
man,
good.
you gotta get it up, bro.
make
Yo,
an open
Hunter,
world what?
Open
hold on,
world
hold
flash game. But who would you like to see make an open world flash game?
Anybody.
Yo, Hunter, I ain't gonna lie. Um, that game right there, you said Punisher. If
somebody got the podcast on.
yeah, somebody got the podcast. I can't.
Whoever just jumped in.
Yeah, go ahead. Bot, check.
Yo, yo,
Yo, I can hear you.
yo.
We hearing an echo. No.
You still here? Ed?
All right. Bot, if you can't jump in and out, cause it's an echo.
Yeah, I got to bag out and jump back in. Right?
Now, Hunter, I ain't gonna lie, Hunter, you kept it real right now with that Punisher game. You know who I think should do that? Believe it or not, Rockstar. You want to know why? If I was Microsoft, you just said it right there. Let Rockstar do it. You played the game Red Dead Redemption. You see how sick they made the shooting in that. That'll be
Yeah, but
ill.
see stuff like
You
what
talking about the
Rockstar
people that
not going to do.
Yeah, Rockstar.
Rockstar not
Rockstar or
going to
Rocksteady?
no. They're not going to do no exclusive. It's going to
They
have to be
won't.
a
You don't think
multi-plat.
so?
No.
Hell no, they ain't gonna do
You
no.
talking about the
Extra.
people
They
that
make
made
too much
Rockstar, the
money
people that made
multi-plat.
GTA? You're not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
They make
GTA,
too
the
much
people that
money.
made
They not gonna
Red
do
Dead
that.
Redemption, that
Yeah.
would be sick,
Nah.
bro.
Yeah, they're not
That'd
going
be
to
They're
do
not
it.
gonna do it.
a multiplayer. I
multi-plat.
like to see it
It will be a
So it's going to have
multi-plat.
to be somebody that already does stuff for you. For a company, it's going to be a company already does stuff exclusive for Microsoft already to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be multi-plat. It's going
Yep.
because they're losing too much money, and it's going to take so much money to make that open world game and do all that else. That's why you don't see GTA come out every year.
Yep.
You don't
Yeah.
see Red Dead come out every year. They
Those
sit there.
are
Like I
hits.
said, what's called is still one of the grossest games. Is last year was Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that game is.
So if you do
Everybody know
something,
Grand Theft.
you can go do like Grand Theft Auto, start getting content, more content. You can make it play with a different character. This time you can play with the Punisher, but for it
Hey,
to be exclusive, nah, because
not gonna
everybody
work.
thinking just because Microsoft check is big, they got a big old bank account.
Yeah,
Don't mean the company want to do that. We already saw that with Remedy. Remedy saw, hey, we got this. We had this wonderful game. We spent all this time and all this on there, and no Quantum Break. And boom, they said after
People
Quantum Break,
bought
they
it
said we
after
ain't doing it
fact.
no more.
They bought it
They see
years
all that.
later.
Yeah, they see
That was
all
bad.
that
Hey,
multi-plat money.
like I said, well, Remedy, no, it's not that. No, what Remedy is missing. They missing that key factor,
What?
the name recognition of a character. See that? I mean,
They
Quantum
got a
Break is
character.
good.
They got Alan Wake.
No doubt.
Alan Wake people know who Alan Wake is.
Some people hardcores know who Alan Wake is. The casuals, maybe some.
Yeah,
Not
people played on
Alan Wake is.
360. People, I
You
know
say,
a
well,
lot.
Always
I
fall
knew
back to the
about Alan Wake.
casual.
I didn't have time to play
hey, look,
Alan Wake.
Max Payne is a household name. Alan Wake is not no household name. Now they built up Max Payne, and now that's their household name. They not EA have it, but they need to have something that's a real household name to be successful. And the only way
Yeah,
they
but you
can
got to
do it
send
now, they need
remedies.
something that's
Remedies
already out.
sitting there saying, "I'm going to do nothing but multi-plats." They already made a deal with. They already made a deal with. They can't give up on control. They already made a deal. They got to put out content for a whole year, and it's going to be exclusive to PlayStation. So they don't have time. Remedy is not that big.
I mean, content. Believe it or not, 9 times out of 10, a lot of that content is stuff that they already had in the game that they probably gutted.
Well, Remedy does it different. See, Remedy is different. Remedy does stuff differently. Like when you go play Alan Wake, you can see Alan Wake and you can see American. You can see that okay, you plan it. They're taking their time. See Remedy tells stories. They're good at telling stories. Real good at telling your story.
But you got to have a character that people love.
Yeah, but you got to make up a new. Thing about it is that they're like to make their own characters up. Alan Wake is their original. Max Payne was there. They made up Max Payne. All these people they made up on their own.
Yeah, Max Payne was dope. Max Payne is fire, bro.
Max Payne they didn't because they lost it.
But the only thing is a household name now, and
that's what I was trying to figure out how they
Max Payne is fire, bro. Yeah, they should do another Max
Payne. They had Max Payne and they had Max Payne and they was going through bad times and they had to go sell the IP.
That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Max Payne, when he was in Brazil, you seeing people getting Bucky in the thing, you shooting it out. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That Max Payne was fire.
That was EA did that game.
That was fire.
Man, that was one of my favorite Max Paynes too.
Yes.
People don't want to give it credit, but EA did that one. Man, the bullet time they were slowing down, he was jumping the whole story, the whole thing about selling people.
Mean, right? Max Payne was dope.
Man, that story was the truth. And then how they had him, the transformation from him being had hair to him shaving his head to being bald headed, and then you playing like a different person. I mean, the same person, but a different level in his life. Yeah, Max Payne was the truth. But they need something like name recognition. And I'm still gonna go with like they need a Marvel or a DC character or a John Wick. They need something that's already established with a name.
You know what? I would prefer to have. I would prefer to have a John Wick game. I would like to see
John Wick game. It is a John Wick game was getting built.
That
if it are?
Damn.
Yeah, this a
by who? By who?
Huh? Some other
I hope it's by Rock. I hope it's by Rocksteady.
No,
because I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right about now, Rocksteady on record of how they make their games or whatever, dealing with Batman. They are good at that. They just have to get the mechanic down of making an open world game if they choose to, depending on what type of game that it is. But because like Batman, it's pretty good. Batman is a fairly open world game, the way that it is.
Hey, Rocksteady, hold on. Rocksteady made the 1, 2, and the last one, right?
Yeah, they made all. Yeah, they didn't make
all of them.
They didn't. They didn't make the prequel. They published it. They had somebody else do it for them.
Yeah, but the last one, the Batmobile sucked. They should have made it, gave it more Need for Speed feel where when you hit the corners, you just gliding around the corners. They should have made it more.
Yeah, but
driving. I mean,
Hey Chuck, I know where you're going with.
I'm asking.
Hey, Chuck, I know where you're going with this, but see, here's the problem: the city will have to be much bigger because that
Yep.
city is cluttered. It's too close. As I said before, when you have an open city that's more open, when you can zip around like GTA, whatever, and I always use GTA because look how big that game is. If you
Right.
make it that big or whatever, you would have that Batman game. It was good, but it would be better. Not only that, you can also have the Batjack flying in and stuff, gripping people up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're right.
hey guys, I'm gonna read some of the comments right now. I don't mean to cut you off. It says Safi Afo, whatever you call this. He said, yo, guys, I'm really excited about the next gen console, next PlayStation 5, guys. Laugh out loud. I am going nuts for the brand new PlayStation 5, laugh out loud. You know that's a trope. But anyway, shout outs to Ice Queen out there. She is out there. She's in the building. Hi, and I can see Sony buying Blue Point or Remedy.
Remedy already said they're not getting bought by nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, Remedy said that.
Microsoft tried to buy them.
Okay, check it. Jay Dizzle has a really good relationship. He said Remedy has a really good relationship with Microsoft. So I don't know why they won't make that happen and buy them. If Jay Dizzle, if you're still listening in, my boy Hunter just answered your question. And I see my boy Hebot. You can I don't know if we can hear him. Can you hear him?
We can't hear him. We can't hear you, Hebot. We can't hear you. If that's what you're signaling to us, we can't hear you.
I can hear you. But
you can hear you a little. It's not like you wave.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You don't got no earpiece or anything to put on?
Remedy cannot be bought because they are a public-owned company, which means they're owned by multiple empires that are privately owned. That is the only reason they cannot get bought, because they're public-owned. They are not owned by one source entity.
Okay.
They have to be bought by one people that all those companies that own them have to come to an agreement. Kind of like the Friday the 13th bullshit that's going on right now. So they come in here like that. I'm trying to fix my brothers. I don't want nobody calling y'all dumb. They are public owned for the viewers. They cannot be bought because there's too many.
Remedy, I think he's talking about.
Goddamn kitchen. That's the problem with Remedy. You think if Remedy didn't have the capabilities of being bought by Microsoft, they would have said no. You're crazy. They would have been bought by Microsoft. Microsoft ain't gonna say no to them. Especially Sam Lake, and they sold Max Payne to fucking Rockstar because they fucking got blackmailed. Rockstar said, "Okay, we'll bring it out to consoles, but you got to sell us the IP." That's why Max Payne 3 came out and only they created it, which was Rockstar. That's the reason why they haven't brought out another one, because they don't own it anymore. They had to sell it to them because that was the blackmail. We'll bring you the consoles like OG and PS2, but you have to sell us the IP. That's the problem with Remedy. Remedy has had the short end of the stick because they had no money and they hadn't had the right people to help them to grow. The people that's helped them is to try to benefit off them, but their games haven't sold well enough, except for Quantum Break, to do anything to help them. And that is the problem with Remedy. You understand? Now.
Oh, okay. So I would look at it like this. So that's why Microsoft didn't mind giving back Alan Wake, letting them have Alan Wake or whatever.
Because they have publishing rights, and they can't make nothing out of it. Microsoft can't do the game and say yes to Remedy unless the public-owned people that own them say, okay, we'll help you fund it. Because then Microsoft has to fund it. Microsoft's not going to fund it, so the public-owned companies can benefit off their money. You get what I'm trying to say, Flip? Because they're owned by multiple people. They're a public-owned company now. Or developer around it.
Bob, we can hear you, but it's like you'll be low, but then you come off good.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you like this, my brother.
Fucking gay ass phone and it's raining. That's why.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna tell you this. Glad you on, bro. I want to take the floor because it's your time to shine right now. This is your time.
No. I just want to bring up the right information.
Is it a good thing or is it a? You know what I mean? We all shine in about the Superman
What's a good thing?
Superheroes. All right.
Which thing?
The Superman thing. Is it a rumor?
Video on it.
No, you did the video. But remember, now they're saying people are on there saying it's not true, it's not this.
Okay, how is it not a good thing if fucking Spider-Man is exclusive and fucking Ultimate Alliance 3 is exclusive? Can somebody tell me how it's not good?
Break it down.
How?
No,
how?
That's what we're saying.
How? Because it's exclusive to Microsoft. Guess what? Buy a fucking Xbox and you'll play the fucking game. Too fucking bad.
That's he buys
It's
very
simple.
passionate on that. He buy if not Superman, my brother, what game would you love to see? Because we all touched up on that before we
Well,
jump into another
they
topic.
could do a lot of things, dude. Dude, the fucking Punisher was an awesome game. I heard you guys talking about it.
Yeah,
But that was made that nobody gave it any love. That was one of the baddest video games, superhero at the time. I think Triple Chuck played it before and so did Run It. They know which one I'm talking about. That shit had 175 assassinations and kills with environments and weapons. That shit was amazing. A really underrated game.
that's mean.
Really underrated game. Okay, that you could still play on the 360 via backwards compat. In case you guys didn't know, especially the ones that call themselves Xbox dudes and they didn't fuck the Xbox dudes.
Okay.
Anyway, on top of that, yes, it would be a good idea to make it. The problem with Superman is if you try to do it as an open world, what Flip was saying, he was absolutely right. The bigger the open world, the more complex and the more demanding it is to the hardware. So it's not going to work because Superman is something that has to go from place to place, and he can go there in lightning speed. So a whole world map would be nothing. It would be too small. You understand what I'm saying?
It's
So
fast.
to make it open world would be it wouldn't work. What they would have to do is make it level based with segments where you flying from one point to another to feel like you're in the open world. If that makes any sense. You understand what I'm trying to say?
All right.
Because it's not like GTA that you're driving a car and the car drives at a certain speed, like 70 or 80 miles an hour. No, Superman can fly around the planet in like seconds.
Yes, you're right.
You see what I'm trying to say?
You're right.
So it's not going to interpret. The interpretation is not going to be correct in the video game. It's going to feel stupid, or it's going to feel small. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem with Superman. So you could do it where he can fly slower, but then the case would be, well, it's Superman. Why he flies slow? You know, people always find something to nitpick about games.
That's what they decide.
You understand? So you have to do it smart. And if Rocksteady did a Superman game exclusive, it would make perfect sense because Superman has never had a really good video game. The best Superman game they ever made was one on the Super Nintendo and the Data East one that was in the arcade, and that was also so. So it's not a character that people have attachment to in the sense of video games. I'm not talking about comic books, so please don't eat me up. I'm talking about as far as video games. There hasn't been an attachment. With Batman, there is. Everybody on the PlayStation and PS and Xbox has embraced the Batman series. So Batman would make no sense to make exclusive. But Superman is all games open. You know, it's a hedging bet. It's all open. Anybody can try to make it and make it exclusive because it doesn't have an attachment to the audience. You understand? And it also would be fair game because if Nintendo could have Ultimate Alliance 3, which the first two are not even there exclusively, and if Sony could have the Spider-Man exclusive, just so they can have the character in their movies because they don't even own the rights for the game, it's Marvel games, then why not do a Superman game exclusive for Microsoft? I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I wouldn't even say a Superman game. Why not make any game from Marvel?
Yeah, any game. I'm 100% with you. I'm 100% with you. I'm just saying Superman because that's the rumor. You know what I'm saying, Flip?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that. But you are 1,000% right. All of you. They could make a Moon Knight. They could make a fucking Black Panther game. They could make a Fantastic Four game. They could do any fucking game exclusive. Any. But and Marvel was very open and said, listen, we will not mind giving anybody an exclusive Marvel game if they're up to doing it. They just have to fund it. And that's why they did it with Nintendo. And that's why they're doing it with Sony, because they had something to gain from it. See, but the problem is everybody knows Microsoft got a big purse. So when the motherfuckers come to Microsoft's side or at Microsoft, they always want to come incorrect. They want to talk ridiculous numbers that make no sense because they want to be greedy. That's the problem when it comes to Microsoft. Okay? And then motherfuckers think it's because Microsoft don't know how to treat developers. No, fuck you. They want to make a cash bank from Microsoft, and then they want to go somewhere else and get the credit somewhere else when they didn't get help. The same way the fucking Tomb Raider failed over there because they gave it to them after Microsoft helped fund it. The same way Titanfall failed. So fuck off with that stupid agenda because I'm not having it. I'm going to speak the fucking truth. You want to hear it, fuck yeah. I'm going to say what I got to say. Right. My brothers here have no shame. They say what they got to say.
Yep, and I'm gonna tell you like this. Let's go here, Ebot. Since you started it, I want you to talk about this. There's a rumor right now that the PlayStation 5 leak They
Go
had
ahead.
it on Twitter, and you can see it. And these companies, you know, I had left a comment, and I said, like, at the end of the day,
Oh
like,
yeah, because he was trying to make fun of you, and that's why I told him to go fuck himself. You're talking about True Gamer, right?
Yeah.
I said it's called misspelling. Any human being can do it. You dumb fuck.
yeah, I wrote fast.
Obviously, you're smoking that pony dust, where we're making you the corporate slave that you are, because you're touting about a comment and a rumor that Sony themselves have not confirmed.
Exactly.
Unlike Microsoft, everything that's come out from them X has been confirmed. So you donkey dicks can't fucking say it's a lie.
Exactly, bro.
So
I
fuck
said it all.
PlayStation 5 and fuck
said it
PlayStation fans that think that they're in denial. I think that shit's gonna compete with the X. You're fucking stupid.
You know what's crazy about, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I know you shined in on it. Like, when I brought it up, that was just to shut down all these PlayStation fanboys. They always prime with this hype. They always hunt it. You know what I'm talking
Sony
about.
hasn't said shit other than there's gonna be
how you said
SSD,
it. Let me see.
4K compatible. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Do your thing, but
No, let Flip talk. Let Flip talk. I think Flip was gonna say something. My bad. I didn't mean to cut him off.
No, I wasn't saying nothing.
all right,
Oh.
check it out. I put this. I know I messed up, but I'm gonna just read it to you. I said, bro, that's sad that the PlayStation community, aka fanboys, always has to try to keep Sony irrelevant with fake news.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
the
that's
time
what-
about PS5 consoles floating around Twitter. Hold that L once again.
Right.
I put
And anybody and
and I
Ghost,
said, stop
anybody
lying already. Wait till PlayStation
Ghost
5 drops. The truth stink in my head, fanboys. Like,
and
wait till
Ghost
PlayStation
and Ghost
drops
and
the truth.
Ghost. Anybody that was
Rumors up. It's sad. You know what I'm
and Ghost. Anybody that was
that.
listening to you. Anybody that was listening to you understands what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But you use the word irrelevant. It's supposed to be relevant, not irrelevant.
My fault.
And that's why I told them that it was a simple misspell, that anybody can do that. Okay, so stop donkey fucking cheering for Sony being a corporate slave, putting information or pushing information by retweeting it and agreeing that Sony themselves have not confirmed. The only thing Sony confirmed was 4K SSD capabilities and backwards compatibility.
That's what I'm saying, but that's what bugged me
You
out.
understand?
Shut them down on Twitter. Like, stop it.
Exactly.
Hype.
And
They hype for
none of it's come from Sony except that. That's why I said that the Xbox X, Series X information in particular, came exactly from the horse's mouth. So it cannot be denied, argued, or even hated on, because it was from Microsoft. Okay? So they can't say, oh, it's a lie. It's you Xbox. You're trying to make it up. No, fuck yeah. We got real information from the real source, not fake ass media trying to create clickbait. That's the difference between the PS5 rumors and the Xbox rumors. That's the difference.
Yeah, boy, bot going in right now. But also, honey, everybody want to jump in that topic man, about this? What you call it?
Fuck out of here.
My boy is ready for a bot.
You really did start botting. You botting, bot.
Bot, you going in?
You botting.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yo, Flip,
You botting real bad.
bot, my nigga said pop, pop, pop. He probably cursing.
Yeah, you botting real bad.
Yeah, he botting really, really bad, and definitely, you my bro. So I'm gonna wait till we can hear you. But you botting, jump back in and jump, because you botting quick. We ain't even hear nothing you said, bro. And I know you got good stuff to say. But definitely Flip, 100, Triple Cup. You want to touch up on that with this rumor, with the PlayStation, leaks, of the dev kit or something like that.
That dev kit is for real.
That's a real one, you think?
That's a real dev kit.
Don't dev kit
It's
actually
sold
be
by
more
multiple
powerful
people,
than
by
actual
multiple
console
studios. It's a dev kit. Think about it is the difference between Sony's dev kit and Microsoft dev kit is Microsoft makes their consoles into a dev kit. Like if you get an Xbox One S or X or whatever, and you already have that in your studio, you can make your console a dev kit. That's the difference. Sony made a dev kit, and most dev kits don't look nothing like what the final product is.
The console look like, yeah.
But they did have a mouse by it, 100. The mouse by the shit like it was a PC or something.
That's what you go into dev kit mode. When you code for these games and you make these games, you're making these games on the system, so you turn it into a computer.
Yeah, you're right.
You mean you make them on the PC and you bring them down to the console?
So you're having both of them talk to each other at the same time. You're doing a whole lot of stuff like I see some people be acting like they're engineers. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to make these games and they don't. It's not that easy.
You
Yeah,
talking about that funny looking dab kid Sony got, the one
Yeah,
that
that's a little funny one.
yeah, that's
Like
a
the
no, that's real.
yeah,
I believe
Like
that
all
I believe
person
that's a
the
dab
one
kid,
that
but I don't
yeah,
think that's the console.
that's not the final product. The like what else? Like even with the S had a dev kit we saw at E3, but that dev kit was different. So that dev kit had switches on it, and it had a LED, they had a light on it. You can show it'll show you what frames per second and stuff like that. But Microsoft got rid of that because they don't need it because they made it where they put it in the software where hey you can turn your console into a dev kit and you don't have to worry about that's what Microsoft don't have to worry about shipping a bunch of dev because them dev kits are expensive and a lot of
yeah.
people don't get them for free.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that dab kid back.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm gonna need that dab kid back real quick.
yeah, and when you get these dev kits, you be signing NDAs, all type of stuff. So
Hey, what that
people
was he
that's
about was
showing it.
talking about though, Bone, with when he was saying about people was lying about the dev kits about a misword or something that was misprinted or something.
On what? On what dev kit?
I don't know, somebody like with the PlayStation.
Voltron.
The place nobody didn't know. Somebody leaked the see thing about it is when these companies put in these put their stuff in, they gotta write a patent so nobody won't steal it. So some people go into being the internet police and they go find patents, and usually you can go find patents, and somebody found the patent. The
Mm.
patent didn't tell what was in it and all that. Only thing they said was their chip was gonna be AMD, and that was it. Nobody know what the RAM was. Nobody still don't know what the RAM is. And nobody don't know what type of SSD drive that's in there.
But see, here's the problem
So
when
what the
people
police talking
become
about?
this the problem with it is with a lot of these dudes out here with these Sonys. I mean, these pony. You gotta understand when Sony came back and retracted their statement about how powerful the console was going to be, and they said no. This came out of their mouth. No one is making this up. No rumors or whatever. Came out of their mouth that they retract from that. So now it put the pony in a position where it's though okay. So what? We still gonna have more game. Okay, Sony come out again, whether it's the room or not, whatever. Oh yeah, well we're not gonna have all them games like we was gonna have when we like in day one when the console come out. So now you hearing that the console of your choice is not gonna be as powerful as its opponent and also don't have as many games or studio making games that one is. Then you come up with all kind of theories. And you just start making up stuff or whatever, because to try to make your console feel relevant. So you gotta realize, I see it as in a lot of people do what they do, not just as clickbait or whatever, because they don't like the fact that their console is irrelevant. Then you hear about, oh no, PlayStation got a 200 million copies out. Like, come on, man, let's stop this.
Yeah, man.
Let's stop it.
You know what it is? I think that people saying about 4K capability to games and stuff like that. I've been saying this for a while. I might have to eat crow, but y'all know that I'm Notre Dame when it comes to stuff like this. The goalpost is going to be moved, and I know it's going to. And I'm trying to tell
Of
people, I said
course.
for one, and I'm saying, look, the goalpost is going to features. It's not going to be about 4K. It's not going to be about games. It's not going to be about quality of the games. It's going to be about features. Now, the Xbox did it last generation. Everybody said the stuff that they did was just too early. They came too early with it. A lot of people wasn't accepting going all digital. New generation, new rules, new mindset. Next generation, when it comes out, I can almost guarantee all the features that Xbox did back then, 90% of them features is going to be standard. And then on top of that, you're going to have more new features that's going to make people be like, oh, I'm going to give me a PlayStation because PlayStation have this. It might be something stupid, but it might be a feature that PlayStation have that Xbox don't have, like how we have the rumble triggers. Now PlayStation gonna make sure the next PlayStation is gonna have rumble triggers.
They
But
already said they're gonna have to. See, people don't understand.
yeah,
They was
that's what
talking
I'm saying.
about
It's gonna
We've
be,
that
been
haptic
enjoying that.
feedback.
We've been had that.
yeah, we've been having that, but I'm saying it's gonna be a new feature. That's just something to give an example. Like this generation, Xbox was ahead of the time, but now it's gonna be about features because the last generation it was about power. Now power burnt out because what you're gonna get 4K 60 frames. Where else you go? Or HDR, where else you go? Now it's got to be something else. They're gonna talk about quality of the games. If Xbox beating them all around in first-person shooters, third-person shooters, action adventures, or sports games, racing games, if Xbox winning all those categories, now where do you go to? The only thing left to go to is features, and that's the only thing that Microsoft cannot stop them, because even Nintendo come out and they win with features when they had this Nintendo. Think about it. The only thing that make this attractive to people is the features that it have, that you could take it and you could be mobile and you could park it at your house if you want to put it on your big screen. It's the features of being able to play multiplayer with people. It's not about the quality of the games. It's not about the 4K. Nintendo is ahead of the game when it's coming to that. Now, next generation, when y'all think it's going to be about this power and they hit y'all with the features, just remember, Notre Dame.
Also, guys, Hebot left, so when he jump back in, shout outs to Hebot. When he get back in, he can shine in on it. I just want to say this too, guys. What do you think about this leak? You know, somebody leaked the Xbox Series X, man, and I seriously have a problem with that. That, you know, it got leaked and somebody forgot. They took pictures. It was all over Twitter and of the back of the serial number or something on the Xbox Series X. And it's like, to me, guys, I feel like, damn, why is it they trying to mess up Microsoft's launch? Anything they try to leak out, everything that Microsoft is trying to do, bro, to make PlayStation have that upper hand. PlayStation has yet to show their hand, but they trying to rush and find ways to just pull out and show what Microsoft has. Like, whoever, if that is true, with that picture, they need to fire whoever's that. That's how you see who's
You can't fire them for one, because that's not from their studio. That's a prototype what they had. So it's probably from a developer that somebody had it. Somebody left it around, tried to take a quick picture of it. But you see it say prototype. It don't say Series X on it. Now Microsoft, when they get these things, like I said, they sign NDAs. So Microsoft can't actually go sue whoever do. They know who they gave that.
But let me ask you this.
Go run them serial numbers.
Let me ask you this though. All jokes aside, whatever, some real shit. That's just a back of the box. Whether it's a serial number prototype or not, that don't mean nothing. What that mean? You just seen the back of the box. You already seen what the console look like.
Yeah,
already
so
seen it. So
they wasn't spoiling nothing. And then
yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
It was already someone else that saw it. And that's what AMD ended up using at CES, and AMD had to come out and say that no, that's not. We're not saying that's what the back of the box is, but they got it from a person that like Xbox Pope and them. That's great people that make that make great designs and stuff. And they came out like that, but that wasn't like no deal killer. Just because that was,
yeah.
I was more mad at him for you putting your company and all that stuff in jeopardy.
Right. Yeah, they did that. Like,
damn, bro. They can never give Microsoft a break, bro. They always.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. Like, damn, if it ain't one thing, whether it's a leak or not or whatever, whether if it's the prototype or the actual back of the piece, so what it look like. It's like people try to use that, like, oh man, downplay it. Like, it's just a back of a box. It's like
leaks nowadays.
Yo,
Would you say
leaks today is no more than a plan of leaks. That's why they get I don't even look at it.
Yeah, I hear. Oh, yeah.
No, I was talking about
back here. How about this? Or because it's the echo.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect, brother. Perfect.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Chuck.
No, that was about it.
Well, that was about it. Well, Honey, you shine in, Honey?
Oh, no.
Like I said, I don't think it's no big deal. Everybody saw it already. Showed it already. You saw what it looked like. So it wasn't like, oh, it leaked the design and stuff like that. I was, the same prototype. I wanted to brag, but I said I hope we have more. I hope that's not the final thing in the back because I need some more USB ports.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Because
I don't even think it's that. But you wonder what it is? Even though we see the picture of the front, there's probably a little slot that we don't even notice that you open up and you stick a USB port that could be in the front. We don't
Like
even
on the
know.
side. Yeah,
Right,
you're
we
right.
don't know that. We don't know what's all around that box. So that right there, I'm not even mad at that. I just feel sorry for the fool that did it that might get fired. so that's on him. You want to go ahead and leak? Go ahead. I mean, like, what's Sony going to do by seeing the USB port? Okay, now I know what I'm gonna do.
Well, look, I don't think the leak was more to give a heads up. I think the leak intention was it so that people could get an idea. And what's going on is, like always, Flip, 100, and Triple Cup, my brothers, that the trolls, the haters are trying to flip it. Oh, it don't have no longer any more HDMI or it doesn't have enough USB ports like in hundreds. He has a legitimate concern because more HDMIs, at least 3. I mean, USB ports at least is like a must, a mandatory in today's day and age, especially with the consoles, with all the things they can do. What I truly feel is that's like the prototype. I don't think that is the final setup and design of the actual console. It's giving you an idea of what they're aiming for. What I do know is one of those slots look like it's for a modular SSD card, which means you can make and you can keep upgrading it for more to add more or add faster ones, I guess. That's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, I don't really think that's the 100% final setup of the console. Because like you said, Flip, that makes perfect sense. You have a very good point, and so does 100. We do need more USBs. And what you said about that, it might have a little, like a little door on the side that you can't see, obviously, because they're not paying attention to that because they didn't show the side of it or the top, really, where it might open and you might have some extra slots for USB. That is a possibility, that we just haven't seen yet. We don't know what's the final rough cut is. They gave you an idea of what it's going to look like, but we don't know what the final cut of the actual setup of the console is going to be like. That's what I truly believe. But the guys are going to run with it, especially the fanboys, because it works in their favor to start drama.
I know you can go probably get another hub, a USB hub.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I'm taking everything with me. So what you mean? I got 2 5 terabytes, and I got the Connect supposed to work with it. So, that's taking over 3 slots right there.
That's right. That's what I said. You have a very valid point.
And then also, I still think it's going to be a pass-through, just like on the X. It's going to be in that one.
Well, that shit is convenient. They shouldn't take that out. They really need to leave that on.
I think they're going to do it. I think it's going to be a pass-through in and like we got now.
Okay. I do too. I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pass-through in and out. Everybody go to the input. I don't go. That's why I like. That's why I always like this pass-through. I think it's cutting the TV on.
That's right. That shit is beautiful. That shit is beautiful.
Go to the TV. I want to see.
Hold up, let me address this good brother right here, Baca. You're a funny dude, Baca. You funny. He gonna say it might be a secret. You know what I'm saying? Talking about because I don't want to give no clues away. Trying to say that I had something to do with the Xbox. You're a funny dude, Baca. You gonna have people thinking that I really work for Microsoft. Better cut that out.
That's funny. Baca's a clown.
Yeah, Baca my man. Shout out to Baca, man.
Yes, sir. Real supporter.
Wow.
Well, anyway, that's what you was talking about the leak pictures.
Yeah, the leak pictures.
Phil has the real box, so they probably also did it as a control leak, meaning they purposely put it out acting like they had nothing to do with it to see the feedback and see what people say. So, like what 100 point out, oh, it needs more USB ports. What other people are saying, oh, I would like to have the pass through still, and 100 said it too. So that to see if they really still want it, so they can add it on in the final box. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I believe sometimes some of those leaks are leaks that are done deliberately, and those are called control leaks that they have to do with the actual company, but they act like it wasn't them so that they can get a reaction to see how the fans act.
I
Because
thought
remember,
that too.
Microsoft is trying to make sure that for this upcoming generation, they have
Hmm.
all their corners covered, especially after the release of the Xbox One. How they got so much flack and feedback and backlash for no reason whatsoever that was deserving me, especially the one with playing the games, because they said what they wanted to do, and then as soon as people said we don't like that idea because they weren't ready with it, that's how it ended up being anyway. With the DRM shit that started on the PS3, mind you, and nobody cared then because Sony didn't talk about it, and then they didn't even do it. Day one, you got that console update, you were able to play your games right on the box, right on the disc. You know what I mean? So it never happened. If something never happens, you can't hold that company or anyone accountable for it. That's like me saying I'm gonna kill somebody and I never do it. So that means I got to go to jail for it because I said it. You see what I'm trying to say? You can't do that. And that's what they've tried to do and run with in the agenda this entire generation. Oh, they said it. They were trying to take our rights away. No, they weren't trying to take your rights away. They were trying to make sure that you didn't get ripped off at GameStop and developers could keep making money off their games. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's what the whole idea was behind that. Because then GameStop couldn't overcharge you for a fucking game you just bought yesterday, give you $30 or 25, and then charge you 55 to buy it used, which is only a $5 difference from the actual, retail price. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to make sure that you had to go in the store, buy a disc that was basically empty, blank, that didn't work. Once you took it to your console, you registered with the game and the company that had that. That's like, for example, it was Call of Duty. You registered with, what is it, the Call of Duty people? Ubisoft was the publisher. We'll call Activision, right? And then once Activision got the registration, you paid a fee like $5, 15, $10. You activate the game and you have access completely to the game at all time. And then whoever was on your friends list for over 30 days, you could actually share the game with them, like we do all the other stuff. That's how they were trying to do it. But these motherfuckers skewed that shit all up and changed it all around. Now, 100 could back me up on this. He knows how it was working. He knows how it was supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? It was all BS. So they're
Yeah,
gonna
it
make
been
sure they.
DRM. It was DRM on your DVD. It was DRM on your CDs.
Mm-hmm. It started on PS3 in their online store. What you think was the whole thing of, oh, PSN now? You didn't own your games. You just rented them. That's it. That's a DRM. You can't access them without getting the subscription. Unlike with Microsoft, you got the 360 games. Yeah, it was late in the game, but it were yours. You didn't need gold. You didn't need a service. They were yours. They gave it to you, and it's still like that now on the one. Whatever 360 game they give you is yours forever on your account. If you lose your password, that's the only way you lose your game. That's it.
Damn.
So, it's bullshit, is what it is at the end of the day. So Microsoft is trying to make sure they cover all those angles and all those bases. So do not be surprised. Again, I'm not saying that's what it is. Covering my end. People will be like, oh, have you recorded? I got the receipts. You said it, he bought.
You know what, though? Look at it like this. Let's keep it
Let's
real.
keep it real. Go ahead, Flip.
What you gonna do with all the old ass games if they was physical?
Right. Well, I mean, some people like it, like myself, because the problem is this, Flip. This is the problem. And I try to explain to people. A lot of people like it for collector's value because of the artwork, right? But there's also the other problem that, like, for example, when Kaleidoscope had the tornado in Puerto Rico, right? The hurricane or whatever happened.
Right.
He couldn't access his games because he had mostly digital. So he needed an online connection that he couldn't establish unless he did it through. Once he finally did it to the phone, he was able to get in there because he couldn't download the games and get access to them because his console only reads the game through online when they're actual digital. When you have them physical, I could pop in that game and I don't need no type of internet service to play them. The only thing that won't pop up is the achievements and the updates. And once I connect online, those achievements and updates will come back on once I'm online. But if they don't come back on, I can still play the game because I have it physical. That's why I tell people physical is still important. But the problem with digital is that it outweighs the physical as far as how much more convenient it is. You understand? You got the convenience of having the game without taking up space. You have the convenience of playing the game way before the time. You don't have to go out in the rain, snow, heat, whatever, or waste your gas to go pick it up. You can have it months before ready to go. You don't have to wait hours to install it. You understand what I'm saying? Flip?
Yeah.
The convenience of digital outweighs physical by a landslide. Yes. But the importance of physical is that you get to control when you can play your games at any set moment without the use or the need of an online connection. You get what I'm trying to say? That's why I tell people that's why physical is still needed. Not that you have to, because if you don't want to buy a physical, hey, that's your right. I buy both my games, physical and digital. What I do is what 100 does, is I'll buy it when it's on sale, right? I'll buy a physical the first time to support the developer, depending on who it is, right? If it's like a Remedy or Ninja Theory, somebody like that they're small, starting, to help them out, right? And then when they throw a really good sale for like $10, $15 digitally, I pick it up. That way I have it both ways. So I don't have to damage the physical copy and I can play whenever the fuck I want, or I could also share it with my boys or anybody in my house if they want to play with me at the same time, especially if it's a co-op game like Gears of War. You understand what I'm saying? What I do. That's the secret that I use. And that's why I have over 4,000 games and motherfuckers think I got money like that. No, that's because I do it the smart way. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I cover both my bases and my ass. And even the physical. If it's a game I feel like you think that I would go out and buy Death Stranding for $60, you're fucking retarded. I'm not buying that shit for fucking $60. That's the $15 bin joint right there. Once I see it for $15, I'll buy it physical. That's simple. Then I own it physically. I'm not gonna fucking try a game like that and pay $60. You're fucking crazy. No. I don't care how good the story is, and I don't care how good the graphics are. Gameplay and fun factor is the number one key to any game. Graphics and fucking and story is a bonus. That's not gonna make me want to play a game anymore, because if the gameplay it sucks and the graphics are a little good, I'm not gonna be interested in playing. If the story's great and the gameplay is fucking not fun, I'm not gonna want to invest in the story. I don't care no more. I do not care. Triple Cup is like that. He knows. Triple Cup said it many times. Yeah, if I don't like the story, I don't care. I have to have fun. Triple Cup said how many times? How many times Triple Cup hasn't said that shit? And he's right.
All right, boom. What do you think about that game? That PlayStation got God's Fall. There's a little leak of the gameplay of it. What do you think about that little clip? Do you think the game looks really good? Do you think that hit?
The leak got for Bones. The leak got for.
I mean, Godfall looks all right. I mean, I got to see more of it and get my idea.
Exactly.
I'm not going around the game of the year.
Exactly.
And that's what they run with. You know, they was running with us. How many times they been to me? Comment section. Xbox has no game.
Yeah.
You can't use that. Your theory can't use it. You don't have no game. Your game on the PC. But I'm not going to demand you, and I'm not going to say that because that's still a console. It's still your game.
That's right.
A PC is not a console. It's an open environment.
Right.
Honey, I seen somebody say that Godfall was going to be the Halo Infinite killer already. I seen that on Twitter.
Oh wow! It really went there.
And seeing 30 seconds of a game or 10 seconds? None of us, not even here, we can say the game sucks, looks good or not, because we just saw a small glimpse. We don't know what the fuck the game's going to be like. Finals, it could be fantastic or it could be dog shit. We don't know. But we're not going to be ignorant enough to say it looks like dog shit. Yeah, we could say it looks like dog shit based off that clip, but then it makes us look ignorant because it's not enough there. You understand what I'm saying, Ghost? There's not enough there. We don't know. Look, Flip, let me ask you a question real quick. Not to throw it up, but it coincides with what we're talking about. What is that? What's your liquid crack on Xbox? What game is your liquid crack?
My liquid crack right now?
Yeah.
GTA?
Exactly. Now, does GTA look like a next generational game compared to something like God of War or Gears 5?
Oh, no.
No, exactly. Why do you play it?
Oh, I'm addicted to it, and I'm
Why?
a fool.
Because it's fucking. Because it's fun as fuck for you, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay, Triple Cup. What was your liquid crack for a hot minute, Triple Cup? I remember.
You said for a hot minute to the Cuphead.
It was Cuphead, but what was your liquid crack from last gen that you were playing on the one when it first came back compact that you wouldn't stop playing it? Exactly. Why? My question to you, next question is why?
That game was
exactly. So fuck the graphics, fuck the story. It's about the gameplay and the fun factor, which proves again that it has not priority. Priority is gameplay and fun factor for all you motherfuckers that want to say, you're crazy, He-Man! Look at the graphics on the PS4 games! Fuck you.
What you said, mine? Answer you was Gears and then Call of Duty right now.
Exactly. But you were playing the old Call of Duty and still was liquid crack to you. You see what I'm saying?
Right now it's like crack to me. I hate it.
Not even. I know what your liquid crack was, Ghost. I know what it was.
What?
Skyrim.
Oh, hell yeah.
Didn't you say you could play the fuck out of Skyrim anytime?
I'm still gonna play Skyrim.
Exactly. And I forgot what was Bone, but I remember him. Oh yeah, I know what Bone is. Bone, what's your liquid crack, Bone?
Sea of Thieves, because he can get drunk on the boat and drunk in real life.
Not only Sea of Thieves. You guys know what it is. Which one is it, Bone?
The last few years
I started growing.
What was your liquid crack, Bone? Do you remember? I do.
What you call it? Outer World? I was on
Yeah. I'm talking about older games, but they're fun. It was poker. Remember you said you play the fuck out of poker?
Dominoes.
Exactly. And why are those games graphically intense? Do they have story up the wazoo?
No.
Exactly. Why? Because they're fucking fun. Keyword.
You know what, guys? You know what's true about this? Everybody's man. It's supposed to be about fun and games, having fun playing video games, enjoying video games. Everybody's getting you ain't got that. And we losing the fuck back, man. Hey, man. A lot of these companies are making good games, and a lot of guys, especially Microsoft. Microsoft giving up. Think about a game like that. Look how dope it is.
Yep.
Think about a game like Thieves. It's really
Ori in the Blind Forest.
That's how.
The fuck?
Sea of Thieves.
The upcoming Battletoads could be fun as fuck just because it look like a cartoon. Don't mean ain't gonna be fun.
I'm gonna tell you about that Battletoads stuff.
Go ahead.
At E3, that was one of the longest slides. Only reason I didn't even play Battletoads.
See? You see?
I had an easier time playing, going to go play on Xboxlive than go play Battletoads.
Right.
That line was longer.
Yeah, because people are anticipating.
I think they wish they had more.
Mm-hmm.
More people, they had it, and then it was there. Like, every game don't have to look photorealistic.
That's right.
It don't.
That's an absolute fact.
This thing ain't realistic.
Wait. Disclosure real quick before Bone continues. That's not saying that we're saying, or 100 saying, that we don't appreciate good graphics, you dumb fucking donkeys. Okay, continue.
Yeah, right.
I will make videos. Why do you think I got these expensive ass TVs? You know what I'm saying? I love it. Why do you think I got an X? If I didn't really care about it, I would have kept that. But they don't love crazy stuff. And they
yeah, man.
They're trying to build their own version of Voltron, and they can't do it. They don't understand. People ain't talking. I got on the phone about this the other night. They ain't keeping it in the buck.
You know what, Bo?
Mine came in and he clean shot. He put a coup on these motherfuckers. This motherfucker got signed late. Now, only person there is Sonny, because that's because Sonny's always in the basement.
And he's the hardware guy. He's the hardware creator. They're not gonna kick him out.
Yeah, so his ass in the basement. Look at everybody.
Fucking crazy.
You got to echo.
Hey,
why?
Hold on, Bo. I got a bone to pick with Hebot.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! This is why I don't like Hebot. This is why I don't like this motherfucker right now. I played this game called Rhyme, right? It looked like Zelda.
Yeah.
From GameCube, whatever.
Right.
That game is good as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like Hebot because he's telling the fucking truth. I love it. If y'all, I'm not going to spoil this game, but it's a game called Rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's in Game Pass or whatever.
This car's coming.
I played the game, and the game was good. I'm gonna just tell y'all that the game was good. I like the puzzle, the story, and the ending will get you emotional. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. Yeah, it is a good game. You're absolutely right.
Let's be honest. They talk about cartoon games, right? And PlayStation is known for playing Fortnite like crazy.
That's right.
Okay.
That's the highest played game on PlayStation. Go now. Go.
Really?
It's the highest played game on PlayStation. Ghost.
This is why
you go onto the PlayStation Store and the number one played game is Fortnite. Absolutely. And it's because it's fucking free.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you.
That was.
Annie, I'm gonna try to park on that side. I'm gonna go that way.
You understand?
Yo,
it wasn't realistic graphics.
No, but you gotta remember too, Ghost.
Like cartoony kind of.
Ghost, you gotta remember too. It's like Bone said. The motherfuckers don't like buying shit. The game is free to play. You don't need PSN to play it. It's actually free to play. It's not like Xbox. You have to actually have Xboxlive, which I don't know why they still have that with free to plays. That's a fucking no-no on Microsoft. Gotta fix that, Phil.
Am I right or wrong? Correct me if I'm right or wrong. God of War didn't look kind of cartoony back then.
No,
Kinda.
No, not three. Maybe 1 and 2. Maybe, but that's because of the hardware. That's only because of the hardware. But 3 definitely didn't look or an Ascension either didn't look cartoony. No.
The other one. Well, listen. I might take a shot, but fuck it. I want to tell you this. Guys, I want to hit up this quick fast. All right, y'all remember before we doing our thing. Hellblade, right? Hellblade, Suicide Sacrifice was a big winner in the sense that when it came out for PlayStation, all these PlayStation dudes on Twitter throwing it at us. A game like that would never come on Xbox. It would never go to Xbox. This game was dope. It won the award for artistic achievement. The British Games Award it won. Best audio design. It won Game Beyond Entertainment. Games Impact. The female won best performance. Her name is Melina Johnson. As the female character, she won the award. But once it came to Xbox, it became dog shit. Now, also, I just want to read this.
I wanted to because of the Xbox.
Well, it became dog shit once Xbox acquired Remedy. I mean, once they acquired Ninja Theory, that's when it became dog shit to the public.
Yeah, to the public. Roller Edge. They said, upcoming multiplayer Roller Edge. Our new recently announced environment. In an R&D project. The Insight Project Saga, Hellblade 2. These projects will continue to provide our development for the next years and will help shape for our future. Now, Phil also stated, these ponies be going crazy, that the game was on early development, Hellblade. So all I gotta say is this. How in the hell is the game Hellblade crashed because it's a double A? And these people praised that game when it was on PlayStation. But now they're Ninja Theory. They bashed Hellblade. When this game, if a game was a double A, and it looks just like that, and it's given big triple A's a problem, that's to tell you something. This company right here is the truth, because they also have a new game coming out. Project Mira will be real world representative of mental terror, based on real live experience in-depth research. Basically, it's creating horror defined as and restricted as a project horror will be experimental title showcasing what could become a new story. This company right here, what I see that of them showing it, of Project Mirror, the new game that they work has a Hunt triple cup. See it? The Project Murray.
I saw screenshots of it, but like I said,
right?
I just little of it.
Yeah, little clip. But and look at nice. But look at what this small companies do. They are taking
you got to look at it like this. When Ninja Theory made first Hellblade, they were a small team. They were borderline bankrupt. They learned how to do capture and all that shit on their own.
Yep.
So that's why Sony came in to make this next. Got some extra money.
It's an echo bad.
Yeah, it is.
We've been echoing for a while now. Hello? Go ahead.
Yeah, we still here.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly now.
Okay, so yeah, so when Microsoft knew what they were doing, because Microsoft was spending a whole lot of money messing with Blur and other companies to do their motion capture for their Halos and stuff like that. Now you got these people, Ninja Theory, they know how to do it. Now, that game gonna be a AA game. They're a AAA studio now. They've got Microsoft, every studio, I believe, I don't quote me, but a lot of them, they built new facilities for them. That's what they did. They Ninja Theory they got to hire what they wanted, and they're bigger now. So look what they did with that little small budget and what they can do now. So they can work on 3. They got so many people, they can work on multiple games at one time.
Yeah.
Because they used to that Project Marlin, you're gonna probably see it at E3, but you ain't seeing that. It ain't coming out this year. That game might have come out for another 2 years.
Yeah, but
this is you like, hey, this is what we doing over here. We got creative freedom. See, a lot of people don't understand when they signed with Microsoft and everything. They made a documentary up, and they said, well, when Microsoft came to us and this and that, Microsoft said you can do whatever you want to do with your game. Not coming in here telling you, I want you to make this type of game or that type of game. And so that's why they said they agreed to it. They went around and said, yeah, people want Heavenly Sword and all these other games we had. He said, one thing we didn't do, we didn't own our IP. We were just making games for people. So they made Heavenly Sword for PlayStation, but they didn't own our IP. So he was like, where Microsoft came in and giving us creative freedom, they like they free, they happy. You see people smile on their face.
Yeah, they are happy.
They want to show you what they're making.
Microsoft's letting them create their dreams.
Yeah. So, it's supposed to be like a horror type of game, and then my thing is, you guys say Xbox don't have no diversity of games, and this and this and that, and yada yada this and that. Come on now, you got to get they're coming with a bunch of different genre games. You got open world games.
Yep.
You got your shooters. You got your racers. We was nothing but a shooter, a racer box. You got people that's going to try to make story. We don't know what the big boy out here in Santa Monica. We don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're doing. So And they took shoot Microsoft and hired I think about 4 to 5, maybe 6 people from Insomniac. So people ain't paying attention to that. You know, is it takes time to make a game. Like if somebody was like, oh yeah, what you call it, Cyberpunk got pushed back. So what?
But
I want to be pushed back so you can make a good game. Don't rush these games out.
you know what's dope, Hunter? That's another game from this same studio that we're gonna get next generation. And what's crazy is they are actually doing realistic things on in their game of people's mental terrors, what people really go through in life. Mentally ill, sick people. They are putting that in a video game, a horror game. That is very unique. That is very like I give them props for that. And they showed us a little taste. But that's also another game that we are getting on the console, and Sony has yet to show nothing.
They have nothing to show.
Exactly, my brother. We have Hellblade 2 on the way, which Phil said is on the works. Project Mirrors by Ninja Theory, that's still at work. They letting you know that that game is coming. And also Bleeding Edge is on the way this year, I think,
Mm-hmm.
in March. So if I'm not, all I gotta say
The
is
thing about it, what Bleeding Edge is, what we talked to, I think Bleeding Edge, because see, it's only like to make Bleeding Edge, I think it was like 15 of them.
they said
And
20.
they're young. They some young. They hype. And when they saw people drawing onto their game and liking their game,
Right.
they were having a ball. I mean, they was like, wow. But there's only 15 of them making games. And I know some people don't like it or stuff like that but I'm like, if you like Overwatch or Paladins and stuff, something that's different.
Exactly. That's something like Overwatch and Paladins and stuff like that. And actually, what was that game? Yeah, Overwatch. Basically, Paladins. There's another one too, Hunted. What's
The girl that's creating it, right? The developer,
yeah.
100 got to meet them. She was influenced by the game Anarchy Reigns that was from Platinum Games on the 360 and PS3, which is the first thing I said when I first saw it. And it also is very familiar and similar to a game called Heavy Rain, based off the old animation from the rock metal group, or no, rock metal animation or cover art, I think it was, and the Spawn game that were on Dreamcast and Outrigger. It's the same exact thing. It's an arena-based fighter with shooting elements that you can use the environments to kill your opponents, and it's very fast-paced. You go play Anarchy Reigns, and you're gonna see it's the exact same style. It's just with the Ninja
this
flair.
game it's really team based. Like,
Yeah, it's really team-based.
like
That's the difference.
You can't go in there with a bunch of shooters, people that
Yes,
you're
yes.
gonna
The
need somebody
Anarchy Reign
to heal
was, the Anarchy. You're absolutely right, 100. The Anarchy Reign was more single-player based. This is like a team. You can actually go in with a team and do it. It's very team-based. Yeah, it looks dope though, because it looks it's gonna be fun, man. Which is looks.
It's not like you go play Call of Duty or go play
Right.
Halo and you ain't talking to your squad. You just no, because
Well, artistically too, and graphically, it looks really, really well done.
it's bigger. It's a bigger map, and then also they got like environment spots. So you might be rolling around and get hit by a train if you ain't paying attention. You got to listen to that train. While you think you killing somebody, you over there is whacking, boom, 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 boom.
There was, what game had that 100? That she probably got influenced by it. Mad World from Platinum Games on the Wii. There's a part where you fight this boss, and if you don't get to the other side on time, and you got to get to it by crossing these train lines, and the trains pass by and kill you. And if you don't do it on time, you get caught, and they'll crush you and kill you instantly. You got to start all over. It's pretty wacky and crazy. It's black and white, but the blood is in red. It's a Platinum Games game. That's probably where she got the idea and influenced it in the game from that game. You know what I mean? She's a Platinum Games a fan. You can tell. That's why I know the game's gonna have quality, because she likes Platinum Games. You can tell that she has a lot of influence from their games, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing. And the funny part is that people were saying, I don't know if you guys remember, 100. I mean, I don't want to cut off because I want to hear from Flip and Triple Cup too, but I'm sorry. I just know I want to bring it up before I forget. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, how Ninja Theory was they sold out because it was first exclusive." No, they did a timed exclusivity, like 100 said, to make money because they were at the verge of being bankrupt. They only had 20 people, and they were a company that had over 200 people originally. But since games like Heavenly Sword, that they also did exclusive for PS3, did not sell, and then their Enslaved game that was multi-plat sold more on 360 and not PS3. You know what I'm saying? You know, they lost a lot of money, so they had to almost close down. They did the mocap for Hellblade with Home Depot mocap cameras that they use as mocap cameras. Okay, that's
Damn.
how ghetto they went. And you can go see all their diaries, and they talk about it. It's not me making it up. It's all public record if you've been following them. So when Microsoft said, like Hunter said, you'll keep your creative freedom, they built them a brand new establishment so they could work out of. And they said, now make the games you want. All you need from us is to tell us how much money you need because they know you have talent. But remember, Ninja Theory came from Xbox OG. The first game they did was Kung Fu Chaos because Microsoft gave them the money and the opportunity to make that game on the OG Xbox, okay? Which was a little arena-based fighter, kind of like Bleeding Edge, with ninjas that look like little kids in little arenas, and you beat the shit out of each other. It was an awesome, fun game, okay, that nobody else let them do, and Microsoft let them do it. But if you go look at the diary, they say that in the diary. So where do they belong? At Microsoft. Just like motherfuckers say Kojima belongs at fucking Nintendo or at fucking Sony when he really started on Microsoft's MSX with the first Metal Gear. Then they made it for the NES, okay? But motherfuckers don't know that, do you? Then on top of that, the same way they try to say Final Fantasy belongs on Sony PlayStation when that shit started on Nintendo. So no, you're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. They belong there because Microsoft stemmed their career. They started their career. They gave them their opportunity, and they know this. Just like Insomniac went running to Sony after they said, no, we're independent. We like our independence. We don't want to be bought. When people were asking, would you be mind getting bought by somebody like Microsoft? Because Sunset Overdrive only exists because Microsoft said, yes, make it, we'll fund it, and keep the IP. But then when it came time to do something else, they sold out. Those motherfuckers are the sellouts. Oh, Ted Price said very verbally, oh, no, we'll never be our own company. We're going to be independent because we love it. Nah, nigga, you love that you love that Marvel Spider-Man money that you got, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They fucking sold out real quick.
Say it again.
They sold out real quick. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yep.
Now everybody loves Spider-Man games.
Everybody. Meanwhile, they have billions of Spider-Man games that were just as good, if not better. Only because this one had better graphics doesn't mean it was better. Because that's all it has, better graphics. Okay? Because even the gameplay holds your fucking hand. Okay?
Now, check this out, Heba. Flip,
Yo.
Triple Cup. I know you got yourself mute, but maybe if you're listening in, and Hunt, y'all can shine in on this. Well, I'm going to just break it down like this. We do have Halo coming out, like on its way. They showed us Hellblade 2. They showed us Project Mira. And those are 3 so far that we know of. Now,
well, the Forza, they already said the new Forza tech is coming out.
That's 4.
They also, tech, right? We also haven't heard anything about In the Night. And we also haven't heard nothing about Flight Simulator, which more than likely will be an X release as well. Ooh. We also don't know when Battletoads is coming because they haven't said anything.
Supposedly, we got a Fable that's thrown in there too.
And a Fable that's being rumored by Playground Games. So we have a lot of titles in the works.
I have this though. This is on Twitter. This is a PlayStation leak. You know they reaching. They out there reaching. But check
real quick before you get into it. That Project Mira is a horror game. Yeah. Remember that a lot of people were saying on the Xbox community, it'd be nice to get a nice horror game from Microsoft, or that Microsoft needs a horror game. And this is their answer to that request. Okay, go ahead.
You got it. All right, guys, y'all can shine in on this. The first one they got on their list is God of War 2. You know that's gonna happen. But that's later on. That's Spider-Man 2. They have new Spyro game, Demon Souls remastered.
Oh, here we go.
Remastered. Think about that. Horizon Zero Dawn 2, the Order 1886 sequel, PlayStation All-Stars 2, Killzone, a new Killzone, Slide 5,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Gran
yeah.
Turismo 7,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Legends, and MLB The Show 21. What do y'all think about that list right there, guys?
They supposed to come out at like they
Launch or
launch. Yeah, they launch titles.
These are rumored to be
Or they the
Sony's
PlayStation 5
PS5
titles.
reveal event. Like they're gonna reveal these games at this event. They're
Okay,
gonna reveal
okay,
it.
yeah, right, okay.
They might
That's
show
just
some, but
it's all
they're not
speculation
gonna
right
be no
now.
launch
Triple Cup.
titles
Yeah, because
because
y'all about to say
when that
Last
system
of Us.
come out, go on, Chuck.
Yeah, because I'm about to say Last of Us. That's another game. But most of those games, PlayStation do when they reveal their games, they reveal their games from like let's say it's 2020 right now. We'll be getting these games in between 2020 to 2025. Microsoft to close up the gap. So any game that they announce, you see and they promote that game, and you normally gonna get the game within the max time is 18 months. With Sony, it's still got a 5-year cycle. So I'm looking at that. That must be most of the games is gonna be for the PlayStation 5 lifespan, with the exception of the 1 or 2 games like Last of Us and a couple of indie games that sprinkle here and there. So they don't release their whole Phase 5 plan for on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, man. I see it like this, guys. I see it as God of War. We all know they're gonna make a sequel to that shit. That's gonna be a little late. Spider-Man.
That's like saying Microsoft not gonna make a new Halo.
That's duh.
What
Like,
about the
you know
new
what I mean?
Uncharted?
Like that's something new. Right? We all know that's
you imagine Uncharted 2?
You're right.
no,
I think Uncharted
I
done
don't
for.
think that's coming.
They said
I
it's
don't think
done.
that's
I don't
coming.
know.
Another one? Nathan Drake got a what? They gonna talk about his sister? Like,
Yeah, his
No,
daughter.
oh, bro, his daughter?
The daughters of the girls.
No,
I think that was like
girls.
Hey,
yeah,
wasn't that DLC, bro?
yeah, that was the DLC, but I think like they trying to change.
Yeah.
No,
At
no,
the end of the
listen.
game,
Cup,
no. At the end of the
Cup.
game,
At the end of the
you see
game,
his
they
daughter.
emphasize. Yeah, Flip is right. They emphasize that his daughter will take his realm, which is basically trying to throw a straight, direct pop shot with Tomb Raider. That's all it is.
Exactly. Laura Croft.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
Son.
No,
That's bad.
listen. I
Yeah,
don't have a
it's really like,
PlayStation 4 or none of that. I was over my homie house and I beat the game for him.
Holy shit.
I did shit. I did. I didn't. He didn't even realize. He said, "How you beat the game?" He said, "You know, beat the game for me. I couldn't even get off." I said, "Really?"
We lost 100.
My people. You know what I'm saying? He should be
He'll be
coming
back.
back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's how I beat the game for him. I had no clue. And I was
Well,
like,
look.
you can still continue on walking around, but I was like, what the hell?
Shout outs to Mr.
Okay.
Kima. He just said no PS5 event in February. Holy snap. Yo, Dakota Vodka just put something up too, guys. He said, I mentioned on GRG crap and others ran with Phil would never put Hellblade on Xbox because it was too mature.
Yeah. And now they own the fucking company.
That's true.
Yeah. He's right. He's right. He's absolutely right. I remember that, but the problem is now they own them, so they don't even got to put it on. They own them.
He did say that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he bugging, son.
Hold on. Hey, Vodka, you talking about Crap Gamer? When Crap said that shit?
Mm-hmm.
The one that had a nervous breakdown?
The one that said that Sony was going to eat all the E3s from this point forward because Microsoft forgot what it is to put games on E3.
Listen, I just gotta understand it. I just want to know how the hell you gonna turn your back on Microsoft and you branded yourself with Gears of War? I don't understand that. Can somebody please make sense to me of that? Please do.
Crazy.
Please do.
Please.
How you?
Gears of War?
You gotta get a Gears of War tattoo.
Gears of War,
Gears of War tattoo.
And hold on. He said Microsoft is going to lose E3s because Sony.
Yeah, remember when Microsoft did that E3 where they showed a lot of indie games mixed with some of the AAAs that we already knew about? Yeah. He said next year, I think that was 2017. And next year, I think it was the 2018 one, or it was 2018 one. He said next year Microsoft is going to see what it is to Sony's going to take over through E3 because they know what it is to put mature games and games that people want on their console, and they're gonna run the E3 like they're gonna, in other words, control the show for the next 2 E3s or the next E3s going forward.
Yeah, 2019 E3 for Sony was a replay.
And they didn't even show up to E3, and they didn't even show up to E3. Yeah, it's on Twitter. Go look on Twitter. He put that statement a while back.
Man, I'm
He
gonna be
bought.
honest, man. I'm gonna be honest.
He bought.
Shout out
Hold
to my
up.
boy Hunter. Flip. Go ahead.
Microsoft had mature games on the OG Xbox. What?
Yes, I know that, but he was trying to
What
be
you
like
talking about?
Flip. He was trying to be sarcastic, trying to say that we were just getting games like Super Lucky's Tales, like Halo Wars. He was trying to be funny, right? Saying that only Sony knows how to do mature games, and they were going to eat the showroom floor for the future E3s. And after he said that, they haven't even showed up
They
to
haven't even
E3.
showed up. That's what's bugging me
Wow.
out. Now that you said that, I'm like, wait. And this
Yeah.
year they might not even show up again. So all I gotta say is this. And
They're
I'm
not
sorry,
showing
man.
up.
But say this.
They're not going to E3.
Where was it?
No. We know that. We confirming that they're not.
All them
We know
Xbox
that. We're just talking about how people was talking their yin yang shit, and all of a sudden Sony not popping up again. So what do
Right.
you have to
Well,
say
look
about
at this.
that one?
Look at this
You
one,
know why
Flip.
Sony ain't popping? Guess why Sony ain't going to be at E3?
Go ahead.
Because
Tell us,
you know what I'm
Andre.
saying? Because they spending the church's money on bullshit. You know they still
Yep.
make Walkmans that's going to
Yep.
spend $3,500, $2,500. They
Yeah.
still have cell phones that nobody buys.
Yes.
Wow, they really do.
They got movies coming out. They got movies coming out that they can't make money off of. That's why yesterday they announced that they are closing the fucking goddamn He-Man movie. Okay? Because they have the rights to it. So now they're talking
Who
about
got
they're
the
going to
right to He-Man? Who got the right to
They
He-Man?
Sony to make the
Sony?
movie. Yeah, they got it. They've been
You know
had
what?
it for years. That's
You
another
know
reason why
what?
I don't like the motherfuckers. So now,
Vodka. Hey, Vodka in the comment section. Execute Order 66.
yo,
We gotta get rid of Sony. We gotta get rid of Sony. We gotta
the
get rid
other,
of it all.
now they're saying that they're going to sell it possibly to Netflix since they're going to do the cartoons, which I would probably prefer because they're going to take care of it and treat it like shit anyway. That's the way
Right.
they're going to take care of it.
Just let Netflix have the whole rights to the whole shit, the cartoon, the
Yeah,
movie,
for the
everything.
entertainment
Let
side of it.
Netflix have it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I feel the same way. It may not be as grand as the theaters, but goddamn it, at least they'll take care of it like they care about it. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Listen here.
Well,
They did The Witcher, and I like The Witcher. So
yeah,
come
that's
on.
what I'm saying.
Netflix just bought a European studio. So they first studio. So
I mean that's
Well, Flip. Let me tell you another thing that was funny as hell because it was part of what Ghost is talking about, right? Porter Rock tagged me this week saying your Xbox community failed you because the people from Super Lucky's Tales are getting laid off, right? A lot of their staff. I say, hey, dummy, do you realize that the reason why Super Lucky's Tales even got a second chance to go on the Switch was because of the money that they made on Xbox? And it also was why they did the Super Lucky's Tales edition, like the new with the added content that is almost like a whole other game. And the problem is they released it at the same time as Zelda Awakening, the remaster for the motherfucking Game Boy on the fucking goddamn Switch. You motherfuckers think that the Nintendo drones are gonna go buy Super Lucky's Tales before Zelda Awakening? No, they are corporate slaves. They only buy fucking Nintendo. That's why Astro Chain didn't do well, another exclusive. That's why Bayonetta 3 is not going to do well. That's why fucking Marvel Ultimate Alliance Capcom hasn't done well. Did you see it on the charts? Maybe the first week or the first month. That's it. They don't buy their fucking game. They only buy Nintendo shit because they're corporate drones.
So you trying
you
to?
know what?
Tell
All
me
I can say for Nintendo is Nintendo just go ahead and need to make the game for their core audience and just keep it
Yeah, that's
pushing.
all they
Whatever
do. That's all they
exclusive, whatever exclusive that they can make for themselves or whatever, even if it's a new IP or whatever, just have it under Nintendo umbrella. They don't need. I'm just saying they don't need no third party game.
The only new IP that they made was that with the paintball.
Splatoon.
Other than that, everything else has been what? The same stuff.
Remastered, of old IPs, old properties, yeah. But look at this, 100 and Flip. Fucking Zelda came out the first year, right? When it came out on the Wii U as well. And they deliberately made the Wii U version less copies so that you have to go buy the Switch version. Motherfuckers bought that game first before even owning the Switch because it sold way more than what the Switch had sold in hardware. It sold like over 15 million copies, and there was only like maybe 8 million Switches at the time. That's how corporate slave those motherfuckers are.
Wow.
They buy anything Nintendo, my nigga. And then you got faggots from IGN like Brian Otano, and that's right, I called him a homosexual because that's exactly what he acts like. Okay, he don't like it. Too fucking bad.
You know what? He might be my best friend on Xbox Live right now.
So
Fuck
now,
that.
so now Brian O'Fucking-Tano has the fucking nerve to get on a fucking podcast Unlocked, which is supposed to be a Sony-centric podcast, and all they do is got Xbox fucking mouth up their ass, talking about Game Pass has shitty games. That's the reason why people say that all the games are in there are good. So Witcher, Gears, fucking Devil May Cry 5, fucking goddamn Tomb Raider, all Cuphead, Ori, they're all shit, according to what he just said. He said,
The Witcher 3.
Those dudes are crazy.
he was saying that all the games on Game Pass, the reason why people say, because he was referencing Crackdown 3. He was trying to say the reason why people got saying Crackdown 3 was fun and was good was because it was given to them for free in Game Pass. And that anybody are going to say that because it's given to them for free. Well, he's the one that fucking sucks Nintendo's cock when they made you buy all the games from the Wii all over again on the fucking Switch with just better resolution. Because he's a fucking Nintendo drone on a PlayStation podcast cheerleading for Sony.
All right, this is it. This is how you catch him. We all know that Game Pass is the shit. He's just bugging out. This is how you hit him.
That dude. How the fuck you sit there? How the fuck you sit there and have the nerve to disrespect games like Cuphead and Ori when those shits do circles around most shit that came out on Switch already?
Listen,
I don't give a fuck if you like the Switch games. They're still not new IPs. Of course, the Zelda games are always good. Of course, the Mario games are always good because they already did like 500 of them already. They mastered them shits.
You got to understand, Mega has showed it. He is right. When you look at the drinking bottle he got, the water bottle, the squeezer, it got PlayStation symbols on it, bro.
Dude, they got PlayStation. Them motherfuckers wear PlayStation underoos, PlayStation thongs. Them motherfuckers are homos, dude.
Shit.
Get the fuck out of here. You know what? Niggas is gay. They all gay.
I'm gonna tell you like
motherfuckers. You crazy.
Ghost Rider's gonna speak to the people out there and the Xbox community and whatever PlayStation, whatever the hell you want to call them. I'm gonna be honest. Since I've been doing this YouTube thing, it's been media bias. But you know what the Xbox / Sony YouTubers try to do? They deflect it and make believe like it doesn't exist. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's why I look at them when they come out with that bullshit and I just go like that. It makes me laugh. Ooh, oh my God, crap. Stop fucking lying. All these dudes
oh, man.
Like, stick to your guns. And shout out to Kaleidoscope for that. I'm never going to trade in my guns for the saddle, bro. These ponies are always trying to move the goalpost, and they always trying to do something like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you about. They got these bigger podcasts. They go so. You understand me?
Dude, name me one fucking game. Name me one fucking game with a campaign on Nintendo. On Nintendo or what?
What I'm trying to tell you is, hey, those guys are haters. Everybody knows.
Oh, they're just fake. They didn't grow up. They don't know the history. They don't know the culture. The motherfuckers grew up fucking only Nintendo. That's all they knew, or only PlayStation. That's the problem. They don't know nothing else. They don't know that Nintendo was the first anti-consumer before Sony. They don't know that they were the first ones trying to buy out every fucking company. They don't know that freaking Sony didn't even pay for their hard.
You buying? Yeah, you buying.
You buy bad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vodka. Because Vodka said, listen here, them Nintendo and Sony dude, they sure enough love them on Xbox server.
You know what? I'm going to break it down like this. I'm going to be honest. I done seen the Super Lucky Tales Nintendo dudes excited for that game, making YouTube videos. First it was trash, then they excited. Oh, the game is awesome. It's this. That's how you know it's everything just hating on Xbox. Another thing. See how Super Lucky Tales sold kind of well on Nintendo, and they was hyped for that. It was something else I had in mind that I was gonna say that you got to realize what they was doing. Anything, damn. Go ahead, Chuck. I had some. I gotta think about what I had was perfect. Like, but damn. I just caught a brain fart right now. Oh my god. I need heat about
You
that man.
know,
He said
I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna focus on what Vodka said. I can't see how y'all arguing or trying to damage control for
I got
Sony or Nintendo when y'all use a Microsoft server. Oh man, our joint gonna be good. Our online is gonna be straight. I guess so, because you use a Microsoft server. How you gonna talk shit about something that you don't cross your T's and dot your I's, and now y'all use a Microsoft server? As far as I'm concerned, y'all bleed green.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Exactly.
I got
but
that Xbox
Microsoft
jacket
make
for
more money
both
than
of them.
Sony this generation anyway.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
I
don't
mean,
understand is. I'm sitting here. I'm just pondering, like thinking, like, wait a minute, how y'all mad? Listen here. I'm telling you, I got them Xbox jackets with the N and the PS on it. I got y'all motherfuckers, man.
Yo,
Y'all
you got a
killing me
green
with
and
this.
blue/blue. That's what we gonna do.
Uh,
Yo, you know
I
another
can
thing?
see
I'm
that.
tired of them throwing numbers because PlayStation dudes, they like throwing numbers at Xbox, and then they even to try to smack Microsoft and make us Xbox gamers look bad. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, even Nintendo outsold y'all." But you got to think about this: Nintendo's a generation ahead of us. How can you even compare that with the sales? They are a generation ahead of us. So as they coming out with a console, that's the newest console out. Of course, that shit gonna sell. Think about that. Microsoft's Microsoft, and that's facts. They're a generation ahead of us. So basically, Microsoft new console and PlayStation 5, when that comes out, then let's talk. Let's talk about it. You understand? Like, how they gonna compare Nintendo sales or it passed Microsoft? Of course, motherfucker, it was their next gen console. That shit gonna sell like hotcakes. It don't make no sense, guys. Let me know if I'm right or wrong, bro. 'Cause that's weird to me when they do
hey, but
shit.
so the Switch, that'll be the same generation as the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, right? That'll be considered the same generation as that.
Exactly. But you see how it came out, and oh look, Nintendo's numbers. Of course, that's the next gen. They're a generation ahead of us right now. So they making their money. Nintendo's smart. They're a generation ahead. So when they come out, they not going toe to toe, blow for blow with the Titans. They not doing that. They doing. You ever seen that movie Harlem Nights? When City Hall comes out, Eddie Murphy dives through the window, and he's going.
Right.
And Nintendo's that dude that wait, bah,
Wow,
bah.
yeah, man.
They do it on the
You
side.
talk about
You like,
you
yo,
all
put
said
that
your
shit
heart said,
away.
man, put
Yeah,
that goddamn game. Yeah,
exactly, bro. That's Nintendo. They doing that. Bah, bah on the sideline. Getting only remasters, little resolution better, and they got a next generation console. You understand? So let PS5 and Microsoft come out and then do the numbers. You understand? You just don't newer console and then you say, oh yeah, it passed Xbox. Of course. Microsoft done shot themselves in the foot. They going at it with another Titan. They got the lead and they in more territories than Microsoft. It's kind of shaky right there.
Man,
But yeah,
Microsoft is playing a whole different ball game. It just bleeding over into the ball game of consoles. I mean,
yeah,
they battling with the big dogs, with the Googles and the Amazons and the Facebooks, and it is the console is just a space they're trying to obtain. See, people don't realize they making more money in this console than their competitors are actually making, but they are getting outsold. So they let you know that numbers is everything. So what they trying to do is they trying to bring this new generational leap that's going to come about, because you notice Amazon, when they bringing out the Amazon Echo and they improving this stuff that we already had, because Microsoft is trying to hop ahead of the game of that. So what I'm seeing is Sony and Nintendo, they selling hardware that's making them pennies on the dollar, which really ain't making them no money, which they can give away because all the money is being made in software. And then clearly you're seeing Microsoft is ahead of the game when it comes to subscription service, because they're not comparing the Xbox subscription service to Sony subscription service. You notice what they're comparing it to? They're comparing it to Netflix. They're comparing it to Amazon, and they're comparing it to Disney Plus. That's what they're comparing it to. So when people trying to do a comparison, you got to do an equal comparison when you look at like this. You can't compare it. that Xbox Game Pass to what it is, PlayStation View or PlayStation Now.
PlayStation Now. Mm-hmm.
You can't compare it to that because
not even comparable, Chuck.
They're not on the same level.
Not even on the same league, because everything on Game Pass is absolutely from a server that's already dedicated. On PSN, you don't own it ever. You don't get discounts. You don't get the day and date exclusives, and it's only the PS4 games that you actually play off the server. That's it. And this the middle fingers for all the donkey dicks that don't like me. Fuck y'all. Now, on top of that, I'm gonna say one last thing. Because I can't remember all the bullshit I was talking before I cut off. Sony's so fucking goddamn innovative, mother. Did I get cut off? You can hear me?
I can hear you.
No, you right there. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
go ahead.
But I was gonna say,
my brother, preach on.
So Sony's so goddamn innovative, right? That the name PlayStation was stolen as well, because that was something that was from Nintendo. It was going to be called the Nintendo PlayStation. Nintendo didn't patent it, and Sony even stole the fucking name. That's how innovative they is. Fuck PlayStation. Fuck Sony. Suck my dick. They suck ass. Fuck out of here. I want to piss them off.
You want to piss off the fanboys.
Everybody, all ponies that come today gonna get pissed off. I'm gonna see 5-hour podcast talking shit about me. I want to see that. I love it.
Bro, not even this. No, you know what I love about this? Today we did it on a Saturday and we got mad love.
Yeah, are they here?
Mad love.
All right, on her house.
And I feel like we've been going on for like almost 2 hours right now, and I feel like on a Saturday we did good, man. Like a lot of people came in, they tuned in, and they got to hear us out. And I feel like we did good. I'm trying to keep it steady, guys. I don't know if you want to be doing this on a Friday or if you want to continue doing this on a Saturday, my brothers. But yeah, man, like definitely, man. I'm gonna end the show now because it's a Saturday. I know you guys got a lot to do. I know you want a game.
We're not corporate slaves to a schedule. Huh? You heard what I said, Ghost?
Yeah.
I said we're not corporate slaves to a fucking schedule. We're real people that keep it real. If we're available Friday, we do it Friday. If we're available Sunday, we do it Sunday. If we're available in 2 weeks, that's when the fuck we're available. If you want to come and give us support, you know you're gonna get the real shit. You ain't gonna get that sugar-coated bull crap. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
We got lives, but man, we ain't fucking donkey dicks over here.
Yep, definitely, man. And guys, man, let them know where they can find y'all.
Oh shit. Well, y'all know y'all can find me at. Y'all can find me on Xboxlive, Flip Money Online, Twitter, Flip Money 1975, YouTube, Mr. Flip Money Online. You know what I'm saying? Also on the Heroic Vibration podcast on Thursday night or whatever. Around 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Philadelphia time, New York time, or whatever. Same time. But also you can hit up. I don't know what's going on with Triple Cup, but you also can hit Triple Cup up on his channel. Also, same thing. Horror Ranger Podcast, same thing. YouTube, same thing. Xbox Live and Twitter. Mr. 100, you can find him at the same place. He every goddamn where, as he always say. Shit, he get drunk off on in real life and on the goddamn boat. He all over the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Probably one of the
same thing go with everybody.
Man, my cousin said he want Hunter in a steel cage match. The pony himself. He wanted. So stay tuned, guys. We have 2 debates coming up. My cousin, the pony himself. He made a mistake.
Listen. You already know I don't debate. I educate. There's a difference.
Oh shit!
Ooh. Yo, Lee, he was answering you. Hunter dipped out, so he couldn't say nothing right now. Hunter, he just bounced.
Yeah, that's my answer to your question. I don't debate. I educate, brother. That's what I do.
I mean,
Yo,
yeah,
he
that's
talking to
yeah.
you, so
That's right.
you.
That you know what? I like what you say because you do, and what I do to them, I bring the holiness of the Xbox Jesus to them.
Oh, well, Flip just
I
threw a
thought,
shot. He said he bring that
yeah,
Jesus to you.
yeah. I bring the Jesus to them. I bring that Xbox Bible to them and stuff. I'm
We
trying to
try.
clean
We
their
try. We
soul.
try. We
Trying
try.
to clean
Yeah.
their soul. They unclean soul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anytime you want to get baptized or you got any type of problems or stuff like that, you want to talk about whatever, come holler at me on Xbox Live and stuff. No widows and stuff
That's
like
right.
that. I'm
That's
gonna
right.
get that. I'm gonna get that anger out of you, man. I'm gonna help you out, man. I'm gonna bring you back to the light of on Xbox Jesus.
But like this, I'm gonna do something I rarely do. If you think I don't even be or I don't have a PlayStation account, it's Al fell from sky, and you can come see if I'm not there also.
Ooh, he about to just let you know, guys. I fell from the sky. That's his PlayStation.
All one word, all lowercase.
All one
Find
word,
me
all lowercase.
and come and try to stalk me. So you see, I'm gonna put you on blast when you try to stalk me. I'm gonna show all these motherfuckers how homosexual you guys really are.
Ooh, look,
Go
Bot
ahead,
is calling you
Oh
out
snap!
right
stalk
now.
me.
So I don't want to hear nothing. My man Bot put himself out there already.
And you know I don't get my PSN account for that same reason.
On
But
YouTube.
it's a new year, and I'm with 100. We ain't taking no games. We calling names. We're taking shots. We're coming for the jugular.
Oh shit. Yo, I guess we back, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this: you can find me, Ghost Rider 730, on YouTube. This is my channel. These are my bros right here. The panel wheel was on fire today. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, yo guys, when you're tuning tomorrow, whenever you do, hit that like button. Don't forget to share. This video out there so other people can see it. These brothers right here are all gamers. We not liars. We ain't bullshitters. And all I gotta say is this, guys. You can catch me on Mixer too, True Xbot on Twitter or in Mixers. I think True Xbox or Ghost Rider 730 for sure. And you can catch me on there, and I'll be bugging out. And I play games, and like my boys say, sometimes we say names. You know what I mean? And at the end of the
When
day,
you sound stupid, you're gonna get called out. It's that
exactly.
simple.
And all I gotta say is for all them lame ass motherfuckers out there, yo, Flip, check it out, cause this is their intro right here.
That's the new out.
Silly.
That's the
Silly
new
yo.
That's that new
I hear
album right
intro.
there. That's their intro. That's the ponies out there. God bless
Pony
y'all.
boys are
We the Xbox that
lying.
talk the most shit in this podcast. Excuse my French, but you already know we the originators on getting at motherfuckers and having these ponies tight. You already know. God bless y'all.
God
Man,
bless.
right.
Yep.
That's right.
Peace.
Triple cup.
Peace.
Peace.